Do you know someone who has spent their entire life chained to bad habits, trying to break free, but always getting pulled back in? Some people battle addictions, alcohol, drugs. Others fight silent wars, obesity, procrastination, the weight of their own choices. They rise for a moment, only to fall back. Harder than before. You've seen it. Maybe you've lived it. A man swears he'll lose weight. He throws away sugar, locks the fridge, buys running shoes, pays for a gym membership. For a few days he is unstoppable until life pushes back. Work, family, bills, stress, and the old habits return, whispering, "Come back. It's easier here." And he does. But what if I told you? There exists a method that doesn't demand superhuman effort. A system so simple, so small, that it almost feels like magic. A method built on ancient philosophies. Ikigai, Kaizen, Hara-ha-chi-bu, Wabi-sabi, Gambaru. 5 ideas. 1 transformation. Today's story is about a man who lived that transformation. His name was Christopher, 40 years old, 142 kilos, dying. Slowly, quietly. Not from a disease, but from neglect. He wasn't a villain. He was a father, a husband. A tired man who spent his life working for a family he barely had energy to enjoy. Breakfast eaten in a car. Lunch over a keyboard. Dinner in front of the TV, too exhausted to speak. Weekends, pizza, beer, couch. A reward, he thought, for surviving the week. But his body had begun to send warnings. Climbing stairs felt like dragging mountains. Tying his shoes took strategy. His children would ask, "Dad, can you play?" And he'd answer with excuses wrapped in a smile. But deep inside, something broke the day. His 7-year-old daughter stopped asking. She had learned the truth. Her father didn't play. And that hurt more than the numbers on any scale. Christopher had tried changing before. 3 months of gym, 3 weeks of diets, 5 days of morning runs, always ending the same way. He had reached that silent, deadly place where many people die without dying. The acceptance of defeat. This is how I am. It's my genetics. I'm too busy. Until the day life finally said, enough. One afternoon, in the backyard, the world shifted. His son kicked a ball into the neighbor's flower bed. "Dad, can you get it?" Christopher walked over, bent down, and could not stand back up. Not from pain, not from injury, but because his own body refused to lift him. His son watched. The neighbor helped. And Christopher felt something inside him collapse. That night, he cried, quietly, on the edge of his bed, a grown man who needed help to stand. His wife held him and whispered, "You need help." Chris, really? 2 days later, Christopher sat in a strange office, minimal, silent, peaceful, more temple than clinic. In walked Dr. Tishi Yamamoto, a man who moved like calm water. Christopher poured out his story, the weight, the shame, the backyard, the ball, the fall. The doctor listened, then asked one question. "How many times have you tried to lose weight?" 3, maybe 4. "And how long did each attempt last?" 2 months. Sometimes weeks. The doctor nodded slowly, then spoke the sentence that changed everything. "You tried to win a 40-year war. In a 2-month battle." Christopher stared. Then came the doctor's prescription, so small, so laughable, that it almost felt like an insult. "Every morning, drink 1 glass of water. That's it. For 2 weeks. Eat what you want. Live how you live. Just 1 glass of water." Christopher felt cheated. But something inside him, something small and desperate, said try. He placed a glass of water by his bed. And for 14 straight days, he drank it. On day 14, he returned. The doctor smiled. "You have just learned Kaizen. Change by 1%. The art of microscopic victory." The next step was simple. Put half the food on your plate. Wait 20 minutes before eating more. Christopher learned the truth. He wasn't hungry. He was spoiled. It was harahachi-bu, the Okinawan wisdom of eating until 80% full. Weight slowly dropped. 3 kilos, 8 kilos. But something deeper transformed. His daughter joined his morning walk to the mailbox. 20 meters. Became a corner down the street. Then 2 corners. For the first time in years, he wasn't watching life. He was walking with it. Then came ikigai, his reason. I want to walk my daughter down the aisle one day, he said. And I want to be alive when my son becomes a father. That became his fuel. Thanksgiving arrived. Pressure from family. Jokes, teasing. He gave in. He overate. Fell hard. The next morning, guilt grew heavy, and he wanted to quit. But Dr. Yamamoto's words pulled him back. You will fail. And when you do, that is when you learn who you are. The doctor taught him wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection. One bad day does not erase 90 good ones, he said. And then came Gembaru, endurance through discomfort. You didn't give up today. That is strength. And so Christopher continued. Stumbled, returned, stumbled, returned. Every stumble made him stronger. Months passed. Weight dropped. Clothes loosened. Eyes brightened. One day the doctor asked, when was the last time you thought about giving up? Christopher searched his mind. He couldn't remember. Because something had shifted. He was no longer a fat man trying to lose weight. He was a healthy man who happened to be losing weight. Identity, not effort. A year later, the doctor stared at his test results, shocked. Blood pressure normal, cholesterol down, sugar normal. What medication are you taking? Christopher smiled. A glass of water, not literally, but symbolically. One small habit, one small choice, one small promise for 365 days had rebuilt him. 18 months, 52 kilos gone. But the real transformation wasn't physical. It was the moment he chased his daughter in the yard, laughing. The moment his wife said, "You've come back to us." And the moment his daughter told a friend, "My father is the most disciplined person I know." She wasn't wrong. She had watched him, day after day, drink water, walk, try again and again. She learned not motivation, but identity. You've made it this far. That means you are searching. Maybe for weight loss. Maybe for discipline. Maybe for yourself. Your life is different. Your battle unique. But the system is the same. You don't need dramatic change. You need microscopic loyalty. So choose one thing, small, laughably small. A glass of water. One push-up. One page. 1 minute of silence. Do it for 14 days. Not to change your body, but to prove you can keep a promise to yourself. Because once you prove that, everything becomes possible.